Hello, I'm wbz-tv meteorologist Barry Burbank, and I have your forecast for the next several days, starting off with this Sunday, and we are going to have another warm day today. We've had a string of them in October so far, and the mean temperature for the first 2 weeks of October is an astonishing almost 7 degrees above average. Of course, we got a long way to go, and there are some signs that the second half, especially the last week of October, will have some cold weather in there, but it's not very cold today, that's for sure. Temperatures as much as 10 to 18 degrees above the average for this date of October 15th coming up this afternoon. We got fall foliage is coming on, but it's disappointing color in places. We've had various leaf diseases out there causing the leaves to turn brown or even have black spots, and they're drying up and they're falling off. Of course, it didn't help not to have much of any rain in the last couple of months for the trees. In addition, we had all that warm and humid weather in September, which didn't help things either. We like to have sunny days, cold nights to bring on the real sharp color, and occasionally get some rainy periods, but we didn't have that. Well, anyway, there is some color around Wachusett and other locations too. You see some fine foliage coming up, I'm sure, but not all the trees look all that great. Mount Wachusett today, the Apple Fest continues there. This is an aerial shot. It's a pretty nice one at Mount Wachusett. And the foliage is past peak across parts of extreme northern New England, and even down in parts of this area we've seen a lot of leaf drop already. Some of the yards are just littered with leaves all over the place with some of these leaves drying up. Well, we've got a Revolution game coming up this afternoon at 5 o'clock, and the temperature will be around 77 at Gillette Stadium. It'll be windy and humid there, so okay for that game. And by the time we get to that game, the wind's going to be picking up quite a bit. We had virtually no wind yesterday, had none early this morning. That helped to fuel some of that fog with all the moist air in place. But the winds will be ramping up this afternoon, so the second half of the afternoon will be running up to 15 to 30 miles an hour. And this evening there may be gusts of 35, possibly 40 miles per hour as a cold front comes in from the west. And that is going to help to sort of sharpen up the pressure gradient. We get more wind. And then tomorrow morning it's brisk, and then it starts easing during the day. But it's going to be coming in from a different wind direction from the west-northwest, and that's going to be meaning it's going to be a lot cooler tomorrow. So after the upper 70s today, northwest of Boston and near 70 on the south coast, we get this chunk of cool air which is building back in the Midwest, where it's 59 to 61 from Chicago to St. Louis today. That's what will be in the Boston area for highs tomorrow. But today we're up to the mid to even upper 70s in spots. 80s exist down to the south of us, and that'll be pushed out to sea as well by this cold front here, which is moving along, gave some severe weather yesterday, and there may be some severe weather later this afternoon in western New York and northwestern Pennsylvania from a front coming in. So there may be some scattered severe thunderstorms there. There is a marginal to slight risk of that happening as the cold air slams into this muggy air to the east, muggy and warm air. So we're watching an improvement going on during the day with a lot of cloudiness left over, but breaking up here and there to allow more and more sunshine this afternoon. Not confident how much sunshine there's going to be on Cape Cod, and you folks down there would certainly like a break after yesterday's miserable weather all afternoon, while areas north and west of Boston, it turned out to be so beautiful and up to the middle 70s. Here comes the cold front off from the northwest, and this is moving along, but note as it comes our way, it starts falling apart, and a lot of the showers just completely disappear and dry up by the time they get in here in the early morning hours. Tomorrow morning, some leftover cloudiness in the morning. It'll be shifting offshore. There'll be some clouds over the mountains. In between, it'll turn out sunny for the afternoon, and then it's going to be clear for several days to come. The humidity is going to be a bit of a factor this afternoon. It's not going to be as oppressive as it was a week or two ago, but nevertheless, it's bordering on high humidity for the afternoon. But then look what happens. The dry air comes from the west. Whew, that comes in tomorrow morning as the front moves offshore. We have dew points which are going to be falling in through the 30s tomorrow and be in the 20s for tomorrow night. So here we are with high and dry weather much of this week. Shot of cool air tomorrow. Still will be cool on Tuesday, but by Wednesday this high is offshore and the warm air comes right in here on a southwest breeze. It's going to be pretty warm on Thursday in the middle 70s. Slightly cool air coming down here on Friday. Then the warm air, which gets pushed back this way, will come right back at us for next weekend. Meantime, the National Hurricane Center will be watching this suspicious area down here. Note there's Bermuda, this area here, the eastern portion of the United States. That may be watched for possible development in about 5 days. Hurricane Ophelia, way out in the eastern Atlantic, with top winds of 105 miles per hour this morning, is moving almost at 40 miles an hour right towards Ireland. It's about 800 or so miles to the south-southwest of Mizzen Head, Ireland, and it's going to move right along there, and look what it's going to do. Cross right over Ireland tomorrow with some really strong gusty winds and some heavy tropical downpours at times. It won't be considered a hurricane as it goes by there, but still they'll get a powerful storm, one of the most powerful storms they've had in quite a few years. For us, we have nothing but great weather coming up. After this front goes by tomorrow morning and it stays cool Tuesday, several lovely days to follow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if all goes well, Saturday and next Sunday too. Of course, that's when the head of the Charles Regatta happens in Boston. Looks like they're going to have beautiful weather for that as it's looking right now. You can watch WBZ News tonight. Late news comes on about 11:30, or you can see it at 8 o'clock on MyTV 38 for the latest news and weather updates. Have a nice rest of the weekend.